G'day, it's Jared here from Crazy Garden Railway, New Zealand. Well, I'm not outside working on the railway. I wanted to be, but it's pouring with rain. So instead, decided to make an update video just on where we're at and what we've done. As you know, the last weekend I've been busy digging up clay. Had a couple of piles that have been sitting around for 2 or 3 years, really compacted, but I spent 3 or 4 hours, managed to break it all up. Once that was done, had a coffee and a break. Then into it, got the wheelbarrow, probably 50, 60 trips at least up the hill to where the railway line is from where the dirt is. Managed to get the dirt all placed. I done probably 10, 20, probably 10 loads at a time. Got the rake, raked it all out, walked up and down it, compacted it down, and repeated that process 5, 6 times and ended up with a result that I'm really happy with. A really good track bed, nice and sharp on the downhill edge from the taper off where the end of the sleepers would be. The uphill side, really good as well. Got a nice 100mm clearance between the string line, which will basically be the top of the 100mm will be the underside of the railway sleeper, and then 100mm of gravel on top of the compacted soil. So what I will be doing is putting heavy 200 micron, I think it is, thick plastic polythene down first to keep all the weeds down, keep that nicely contoured to the shape of the track bed. Once that's done, I'll be putting some ballast in. I've already put a bit of ballast in and got one sleeper sitting in, which I've got leveled up and matching with the other track sets that are already in. I was hoping to get a sleeper at the far end 5-6 meters away and get a piece of rail up onto that, so then I could start filling up the rest of the gravel and sorting out the sleepers. Tried to lift that rail. I thought that I could, but clearly I'm not as strong as I thought I was, because it is heavy. So that's not going to happen. I'm going to have to get a few mates up, a minimum of 2 people each end, and we should be able to move it. Once that's sitting on the sleeper at each end, I'll be able to start doing the rest and then put the other rail in, which I'm really looking forward to. And then we'll get into the thing, it's like putting the metal plates down between the rail and the sleeper itself, and then starting to put the screw bolts down, or spikes as some people call them. Looking forward to that. On another note, I've been looking for a long time for a set of wheels, or a jigger wagon, or a dolly wagon as they're also called, sort of used by gangers and stuff like that. The gangers would go out to work sites in a gang doing all their maintenance work, and they would have dolly wagons that would be maybe 1.5 meters by 1 meter and 200 wide sort of thing, and perhaps have 4, 5, 6 sleepers loaded up and push it up to the work site rather than carrying them or stuff like that. So anyway, they're just not possible to really find, and the only one I did see was is thousands of dollars, and I don't have that. I got a very small, tiny budget, so I just kind of had given up. I'd looked online to see if I could buy wheels and make something myself, and then just out of the blue, a guy I used to work with came and see me yesterday and said, "Hey Jared, I got a friend, he's cleaning out a barn and he's found this set of wheels, railway wheels. Do you want to have a look? Are you interested?" And I said, yeah, of course. Had a look, exactly what I wanted, 100%, in good condition and cheap. I ended up getting them today, dropped off at my work, $100, with the axle complete, wheels, 2 sets, and with the bearing cases still working, still greased up where the bolts fit through to the underneath. So really happy about that. And with my job, what I do, I'm a commercial manager at a large automotive repair company, and I take care of all the trucks and that side of stuff. But the good side of that is I have a lot of contacts in the engineering side of things and heavy industry. So gonna go away off to the sandblasters, get them sandblasted and get them primed, and they'll be looking great. Once that's done, they're not actually that rusty. It's more of a cleaning process, to be honest. Once that's done, going to go out to the engineer that I know. I had thought about actually building a wooden frame, because for a start, these wagons, normally the wheels are level with the top of the base of, or the floor of the wagon, and quite narrow. I don't really want that. I want my floor to be above the wheels and overhanging the wheels by probably 200 mils minimum each side, and a clearance of 60 mil above the wheel. So I had thought about using a wooden frame to do that. It would have to be heavy wood, 100 by 100 or 100 by 75 by 2 meters. That would be fine. It's easy to do, but the problem with that is it's going to be really heavy to move around if I have to take it off the track or do anything with it like that. So I'm kind of leaning towards going to the engineers and getting them to make up a metal frame with some extra parts for the axle bearings to bolt onto that will keep the frame clear of the wheels and out to the sides. So that's sort of what I'm thinking of. And the good side about that is I can basically insert the floor into the metal frame itself, as it'll be an L sort of metal frame. And then I can build up the sides of the wagon, you know, something like a four-wheel coal wagon, anything like that. Once that's done, the beauty of it is I can lift it out, change the tops. I can have multiple different types of wagons or shapes, as long as I've still got the base and the wheels where I can basically change it at will. And hey, saves me having to get a whole lot of wagons, and I don't actually have enough room for that at this point anyway. So that's what my plans are. That's what I'm wanting to do. If you've got any ideas, feel free, put some comments in. I have a lot of ideas for this railway. It's not just going to be a piece of railway track in my garden with a wagon on. It's going to have a small station that'll be like an Airbnb at the end. It's going to have a platform, a walkway right down the 20-25 meters of track and over the end. It's going to have crossing gates, old English style crossing gates. Going to have railway crossing signs, the whole making of those, everything from scratch. Telephone poles which will supply the power to the actual sleep out at the end. So as I said, make some comments, give me some ideas, and we'll see what we can put together. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button and please subscribe.